viral this week. Everyone has seen this Atlanta dancing doctor doing surgeries wrong, leaving patients scarred for life and paying the price that can cause her license. See what I'm talking about as the all-new viral starts right now. Hello everyone, welcome to this brand new edition of Viral. I'm your host as always, Kendrick Dix. Glad you can join us here on this all new edition of Viral. Viral is on twice a week. Can you believe it? Twice a week. So unforgettable shows, profiles that we done, archives such as Bill Cosby, Kanye West, John Cena, Nikki Bella recently. More stuff that's already Prince Harry and Meghan, the war wedding. It's all available on Viral. Check the archives. If you want to go the playlist, use Viral. Watch the shows, relive, we watch, and revisit what is Viral. Alright, on today's show, we talk about the one and only Dr. Boutte. Now, many of you know who is Dr. Boutte. Well, you know that dancing doctor that's been performing surgeries as of late. She's been in the news as of late, and things not looking so well for her. Well, let's get you up to speed on who is Dr. Windell Boutte. Take a look.
I'm Dr. Cuddy. Booty's all bleak, waistline snatched, got a banging body and a smile to match. Yeah, booty's on fleek, waistline snatched, got a banging body with a smile to match. Yeah, you can have whatever you like. Ooh, Betty Boop, just a rabbit. J-Lo, Nicki Minaj, whatever you like. You can have whatever you like. Yeah.
Dr. Windell Boutte, you got a little inside scoop of who is Dr. Windell Boutte. Man, this woman has a clinic in Atlanta. She performs dermatology. She's supposed to be a dermatologist, but what is she doing with the knife? And many people are wondering, Dr. Boutte causing a lot of ripple effects among her patients. And her patients are counter-suing her and want her to get her license revoked. Well, she's causing a lot of heartbreak and pain, stress, and struggle to many families. Well, here's this story where a patient accused Dr. Boutte undergoes surgery, which was done wrong, and received brain damage. You won't believe the story.
For herself.
Isilma Cornelius was about to get a PhD in nursing and about to get married. She trusted Dr. Windell Boutte to help her look her best.
I just wanted to keep her costs down and give her what she needed from a liposculpting standpoint for her wedding. I told her, that's my present to you.
Dr. Boutte's surgery center is not accredited and does not use general anesthesia. Documents show Cornelius was under for 8 hours on a cocktail of drugs anchored by propofol.
We have a patient that doesn't have a heart rate. Is this person in cardiac arrest? Yes. And what happened prior to this? He was in surgery.
Cornelius's son OJ saw Dr. Boutte in the ER.
The doctor really made it seem as if like she was gonna be okay. She just made it seem like it would be fine.
Isilma Cornelius isn't fine. She never got married. Permanent brain damage has left her in need of constant care. A recent settlement is confidential, but part of Dr. Boutte's deposition speaks volumes.
Are you aware that her life care plan is in excess of $13 million for the care that she's going to require in the future?
No.
Boutte also testified Cornelius got no refund and, in fact, got a bargain.
Until now, I really wasn't even thinking about what she paid or what she didn't pay, because I did $20,000 worth of work for $11,000.
Attorney Susan Witt has sued Boutte 3 times.
She is still getting up and going to work every day and making a great deal of money and subjecting patients who are none the wiser to her unsafe practices.
Witt commissioned this day-in-the-life video for the Cornelius lawsuit. These videos were an issue in that case, too. Dr. Boutte's own YouTube marketing, featuring patients knocked out, buttocks are bared while they're under.
I'm Dr. Cuddy.
In one, she's singing and cutting. Boutte's posters call her the #1 female cosmetic surgeon in the Southeast. She's settled 5 malpractice cases in just the last 6 months. 4 more are pending, including theirs.
It's more like Freddy Krueger cut my stomach.
Mitzi McFarland and her sister Christine Dolly drove here from Alabama, drawn by Boutte's claims of being the best. They each agree to let us show how they look now.
I don't feel like a normal person. I just feel deformed.
I'm Jim Strickland, consumer investigator for Channel 2 WSB Television.
She had declined a sit-down interview.
So I'm coming here to ask you if you have anything to say about the lawsuits against you or the YouTube videos posted online. Dr. Boutte, why is Ms. Cornelius suffering brain damage, ma'am?
Has Dr. Boutte ever apologized?
No, she never did.
Boutte is causing, like I said, pain, agony, humiliation, embarrassment to her patients when they look at themselves and see a disfigurement of themselves. And it's kind of like, what is this doctor doing, and who's going to stop this doctor? Well, something has to be done with that, because this patient is going to be brain dead for the rest of her life because of Dr. Boutte's lack of judgment and lack of error. And it's unreversible. So they just let you know the doctor just don't care. And doctors just don't care about their patients, except like Dr. Boutte, who really don't care and wants to make a mockery out of something. Man. Well, Dr. Boutte, wait. That didn't end there, as Dr. Boutte went to do more damage, as a recent patient saw on the news story that Dr. Boutte tried to bribe her of saying good things about her while the news media was trying to attack her. And she decided to tell her story. Take a look.
But to see that video with my flesh being cut without a straight line and dancing while cutting me, that's horrible.
Latoya Arsheen was among the first to see video of Dr. Windell Boutte making an incision and mugging for the camera while the rap song Cut It played. A text from Boutte confirmed that's Arsheen on the table. Cut It is your song, girlfriend. You did awesome. The photo release form is signed only by a member of Boutte's staff. Where Arsheen was supposed to sign is blank.
I feel disrespected on a lot of levels.
First off, we found a second video featuring the song with a surgical assistant dancing while holding a large, excised portion of human flesh. It's too disturbing to air without the blur. Arsheen hadn't seen this video until the day of our interview.
Do you think that's your flesh?
I think it is, with the cut it, the remainder of the song.
The dignity of the patient was absolutely compromised in that video.
Arsheen is now represented by attorney Susan Witt, who estimates 100 former patients have now come forward with complaints. Arsheen plans legal action not just about the video, but about her results.
How does your body look now?
Disfigured.
How so?
My right side is larger than my left side.
In a full cover undergarment, it's clear her right side buttock is far larger than the left side. This dimple marks the start of one incision. The scar runs visibly across her back, but on one side it rises above her waistline and cannot be hidden by a swimsuit bottom.
Every day I think about it because I have to take a bath and put on clothes, so it never goes away.
The day after we first aired the Cut It video, Arsheen called me. She'd already received a call from Dr. Boutte.
I saw the news on Monday. Dr. Boutte called me on Tuesday and asked me to help her.
You had a great outcome, right? But the public doesn't know that.
Arsheen recorded the call. Boutte asked her to produce a 1-minute testimonial video declaring that she is the Cut It Girl in support of the doctor.
Do you think you want to do it?
I don't know, because I'm really messed up, Dr. Boutte.
Why do you think she asked you for a favor?
Because she knows she messed up.
Arsheen had at first asked us to blur her face, but over the weekend agreed to allow her face to be shown, along with what she calls disfigurements.
I prayed about it, and I felt like I needed to tell my story.
Boutte causing a whole lot of ruckus and a whole lot of mess in this fashion of, you know, nursing, not nursing, but in doctors, making doctors look bad. Well, Dr. Boutte took it upon herself to defend herself, where she took a HLN up by the offer, and they interviewed her about her recent past questionable tactics. Take a look.
Here you are with a well-known practice, things are going well, and now a lot of heat's coming your way. Why'd you say, you know, it's time to speak now? What was your thought on that?
Because I need to speak the truth.
Tell me about that. When you see coverage, and I'm sure you've probably watched some of it from different, whether it be national or local, where are folks getting it wrong?
Well, there are a lot of angles being addressed. So you tell me where you want to hone in, and we can start there and break it down from there.
Okay. Well, the headline is, if you're looking at the grand scope that gets on a news front, this is the dancing doctor, and now you've got numerous complaints, right?
Correct.
So let's start with the dancing. Let's start with the music and where did that even start? Where you said, you know what, I'm going to institute this in the during a procedure.
Right. Well, you know, Mike, I've been in practice for going on 22 years now, and up until 19 years ago, no legal issues, no claims, no lawsuits, things of that nature. And I'm grateful for that. But there was an unforeseeable, unpreventable event that changed my life 2.5 years ago. And let's just say from there is where I started to understand some negative agendas. Let's just put it that way. It was about 9 months after that unforeseeable event that I, together with my team, we were talking about Dr. Miami and how other cosmetic surgeons and plastic surgeons use social media for marketing. And for the longest, I really stayed away because people don't really know this, but I'm kind of private. I'm very private. So for me to actually harness a personality for social media and make it where it's a human relationship building and educational, inspiring, and also to relieve anxiety about cosmetic surgery, because there's a lot of, in my preoperative and consultation visits with my patients, I notice that the biggest thing that comes across is anxiety. So music is such a global language, right? If I tried to educate through just pointing at the computer and saying, here is your muscular anatomy, here's where the muscles separated, and this is the amount of skin I may cut off or a tummy tuck, people, they didn't quite listen. When I added music to it to educate, all of a sudden, people paid attention. And so I use music, and in these instances, these were all consented videos. They were staged, they were planned, and it started with a contest. In October of 16, I was marketing free services, and one of the contestants asked, hey, why don't you do a video after the fact to kind of highlight your beautiful work, because your work is just that beautiful, Dr. Boutte. And I was like, okay. So just like, I'll consent, and why don't you put a song to it? I like doing the butt. I'm like, I like music. If it's a way for you to celebrate your transformation, and the beauty that...
So this was a patient who suggested?
This was a patient that was a contest winner from Dallas.
Gotcha.
That suggested. And so I thought, I thought about it long and hard, but she was like, Doc, you do some of the best work nationally. This is why people come to you from, 18, 20 states. I see you, all of these people from different parts of this country and out of the country coming to you. So you should, let's celebrate that. And I'm happy I won. I won, but the setup was they would remain anonymous, So we signed the consents, and it was, for the most part, during the recovery period, when I thought it was safe, I had an assistant. They're always on continuous monitoring, watching vital signs and such. So just that when we found it was a safe point to do a 30 to 60 second clip on the hook of a song, we did a 30 to 60 second hook.
Looking at it now, you're thinking, if I'm vetting a doctor and I'm seeing me on a table and the doctor dancing, like, wait a minute, no music, focus, that's my body and you with a scalpel.
Absolutely.
But, so address that. Did anybody say, wait a minute, doctor, that's cute at the club, but not in the operating room?
Oh, no, quite the opposite. When we started this with the contestant, I had other non-contestants, just randomly, can you do a video of me after my procedure like that? Or in one case, can you do the video in surgery? Because you know what, Doc? After 3 kids, I've been carrying this lap baby for 24 years, and I have waited for this moment. So can you just maybe, I need to cut this away. And this is liberating to cut this away, because I've had to camouflage. I've had people ask me how many months pregnant I am. And you are my, in this sense, you're my savior. I want you to help me out here, So there were a couple instances where I agreed, okay, we'll do it in the OR at the time of the actual cut, something like that, or we'll do something even before the surgery where you're talking about what you're feeling now in this moment. It could be whatever the patient desired and felt comfortable with when it was safe.
During the procedure, go ahead.
Oh,
For
absolutely.
me, I want it chronicled.
Absolutely.
Let's video it.
And they chose the song in most instances. When you're doing this, at this part of the surgery, this is the song I want. I want Brick House, because that's what I want to look like after.
Got it.
She's a brick house. She's Monty. She's letting it all hang out.
And I thought, you know what? I'll choose a safe interval. And I know I have people beautiful supportive staff in the office, in the OR, that are monitoring everything that's going on, right? So at 30 seconds, 60 seconds, in what globally speaking is on average a 3 to 4 hour procedure if you're doing, the type of work I do, which is combinations of aesthetic pieces to make the whole picture come together. So that's how it all progressed.
Got it. So there is a woman who is, there's a couple women who say they did not give consent, that they put an NA, not applicable, or did not consent, but yet they saw themselves, and they're not happy. One where it looks like one of your assistants is holding up a piece of flesh. You see that? Did you see it at the time, and what's your reaction to it now as you see it unfold?
This was actually a patient that said, Dr. Boutte, once you remove this excess piece of skin, this lap baby, I want to celebrate that. So I said, you know what? She said, just come up with a way to celebrate. So that was just our way of saying, you are free, of this 3.5 feet of skin, a foot wide, that you have been carrying, camouflaging, and quite frankly, drowned you of your confidence, drained you of your confidence, and it's gone. Hallelujah. So again, with song, with music, there's not only education, inspiration.
Dr. Boutte taking HLN's answers, taking the tough questions about her malpractice, and you see now Dr. Boutte trying to reason and trying to ramify her actions and stuff, and it still's not, people's not buying it like they used to with her. And she was a well-respected doctor, and now she turned around up 360 and became a doctor that nobody wanted to be business with, and damaging her reputation, and as well as her patients' reputation, causing them disfigure and stress. All right. Did you see Dr. Boutte and her staff playing around? As you see right here, they're playing around with, let's take it one more time, playing around with a patient's skin like that. For real, like that's beyond border belief, if you ask me. So sick, so disgusting, so disturbing to look at, to watch, to view this graphic footage of Dr. Boutte doing damage like that, and she has to pay for that. And all the women going around and showing her their body images before and after, and have to live with that for the rest of their life. Man. Well, the good news is Dr. Boutte finally got her license revoked, and she was no longer doing that damage that she normally did. So we here on Viral say, hey, you know, if you have surgery or something like that, do your homework, do your research, know who your surgeons are. If you had to go to a version of Ashley's list or something of doctors, know who your doctors are. You know, many people say my doctor is good and grand, but he might be good and grand to you, but he might be good and grand, be horrible and worse to somebody else. So be able to keep that information in mind. I have been Kendrick saying so long. Thank you for watching Viral, and we'll see you next time.